And that's the energy that I'm hoping to channel for this cast. I really want the business possum energy to come through in this cast. Because, I mean, this is a ZVZ. So if we're going to have lots of energy and be kind of frantic, it kind of tracks because there's going to be a ton of Zerglings in this match. So, business possum casting, that's what we're doing right now. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Blue Zerg for Dragon Kitesy Gaming, GSL finalist. One of the strongest Zergs in the world, it is Dark. But his opponent, arguably more of the fan favorite. The people want to see her games. It's Scarlett for the Shopify Rebellion. She just took down DRG with some wild builds. Certainly some business possum approved builds. The macro hatch in the natch to mass up Lings and go for a big all-in was very, very cool. We like that a lot. I hope we get to see that again, actually. I believe Dark was playing against Firefly at the time of that match, so I don't think Dark was, like, scoping out the builds. Dark might know about that build, though. Maybe that's a cheeky, you know, ZVZ build that Dark knows about. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. From what I heard, at least this was a few months ago, but I remember hearing that a lot of the pros just don't practice ZVZ, and I think that's mostly true in Europe. But I don't know about Korea too much. There's not a ton of Zergs around, right? It'd be like in Korea, you'd have like Dark, Solar, Ragnarok, and Scarlet practicing Zerg builds against each other. But the only people you practice against are the people you're going to play against. So, I don't know. It's a little tough. With Zerg being the top race, it'd be crazy not to practice. Well, the thing is, again, you're practicing against the person you're going to have to play against. So any builds you want to practice, who do you practice against? You know, if you're Raynor and you're like, okay, I'm going to hit Serral. I got to face Serral tomorrow in the finals. Who are you practicing against that can give you good practice like their Serral? You know? who you gonna call? Same for Serral. Serral's got to play against Raynor. But a laser going to be busy. Lambo's going to be busy. So what I heard was that there wasn't a ton of ZVZ practice happening. So the players didn't have quite as hardened of builds as they do for maybe the other matchups. But ZVZ is, honestly, it's more straightforward, I think, than pretty much any other match. It's really difficult to get the timings right, and that's what can often make players lose ZVZ, but it's very simple in that it's you build drones, and then you build units, and then you build drones, and then you build units, and the amount of drones that you build before you start building units, and the amount of units you build before you go back to drones, that's what affects the game. What kind of units you build changes throughout the game. It goes from Lings to Lings and Banes to Roaches. And as we see, Dark building a few extra Lings. Scarlet wasn't 100% ready for. That Queen got caught on the outside of the wall. Scarlet's not able to take a third base here, although it looks like Scarlet was ready to full wall anyways. So the Queen goes down. But now Scarlet is hard locked on 2 bases, which she's fine with because, hey, there's a Spire. It's going down. I wasn't sure where that Spire was, and for a split second, I got excited it might be proxied somewhere, which I haven't seen in about 100 years. But Scarlet is going for just 2-base play. Good old-fashioned 2-base play. And these Lings are checking around for something, but they're not spotting the Spire. That being said, there's only so many things you can do on 2 bases. There are a few options. So the classic option here that we're going to lay down is 2-base Roach. You get Roach speed to get +1. You push across the map with a bunch of Roaches with +1 and Roach speed. And your opponent, who's been busy droning, doesn't have enough to defend. Classic build. Dark's getting ready to just all in, for the record, with Carapace on the way. The other thing is Spire. Spire is a solid 2-base thing to go. And what would have hit by now is if Scarlet decided to get a sneaky Ling speed, pretend like it was 2-base Roach, but get +1 melee, and then flood Lings. That kind of used to be a thing. I don't think it really is anymore. But Dark is countering this by going for his own all-in. He stopped droning at 41. And now he's got a bunch of Ravagers out, Lings, and that +1 carapace finishing up. So as Scarlett moves across the map with these +1 roaches, she's going to run into way more units from Dark, and they are going to swamp this army that Scarlett has. It's just a handful of roaches. Scarlett is planning on poking with these roaches and pulling back, but Dark is not going to let her pull back. These are dead roaches walking. She's going to target down one Ravager, but look how split the roaches get immediately. They get fully surrounded, and down every single one goes. Terrible, terrible trades for Scarlett. Of course, that wasn't the real damage dealer for Scarlett. She wanted these mutants to be the real damage dealer, but now they just have to defend, and I love this from Dark, splitting the Ravager back, giving more of an opportunity for these Lings to get damage on the front. And again, these Lings have Carapace. They're going to live a little bit longer, which means they can just get that much extra damage done to this wall. It looks like the wall's going to hold for now. There are a lot of Lings out here for Dark, though, but Dark starting to drone up to 50 workers, keeping that drone count going. Going to drop some Spore Crawlers back at home, getting +1 missile attacks now and a lair, and we'll be heading towards Hydras. And Scarlett needs to figure out what to do to equalize this economic situation here, because Dark's going to kill this base, right? I'm pretty sure if Dark just lets this happen, that's a dead base. It is sacrificing a few Lings, but Dark is considering that well worth it. Oh, Muta's diving over a Spore Crawler and some Queens to get a Ravager. I don't know if that was quite worth it. Muta did go down. So Scarlett is now down a base. Dark's going to get that drone count up. Has stopped droning, though, only at 54. And it looks like Dark might just be gearing up for a push. 6 Overlords on the way. That is the telltale sign. And Scarlett's double expanding. And Dark really has such a sense for this kind of stuff. If Dark just drones here and chills for a couple minutes defending the mutas, droning, Scarlett's in a fantastic spot. But Dark does not really know what chill means and is not going to do that. Instead, Dark is going hard on the roaches. Earlier I mentioned Hydras. There's no Hydra. Dark he's not worried about the Hydra. He's getting roach speed, as many roaches as is physically possible, and he is going to hit with the Ling Roach attack of a lifetime. He's going to just be jumping up in supply here. It is 1-1 for Dark to the +2 attack for Scarlett, so upgrades are pretty much equalized. But Dark, I think, should be able to kill at least one of these bases. Scarlett has just got to play fully defensively right now. Scarlett went up to 62 drones. If she can hold, she'll be in a fantastic spot. But I love this. The Lings pulling these roaches back and to grab a Queen at a crucial time when injects are so important. Might be able to kill this base as well. Although this is sacrificing a lot of Lings before a potential attack. And you know what? Dark is droning up back at home. But getting that hatch, I think, makes this okay. It just feels a little bit weird. Feels like Dark could have droned earlier. Chose not to. But it ends up working out all right for Dark. He's still up a little bit of army supply, but doesn't have that push possibility right now that he had earlier. And Muta's doing a great job keeping Dark occupied on the other side of the map as well. Scarlett really focusing on holding this third. Obviously losing that is painful, but because Dark is only just about to take his, Scarlett's really fine with this. Honestly, this game looked like Dark was about to just go for a crushing move, but he does chill. He does, in fact, know what the chill vibe is. And in this case, I think it really backfired for him. I feel like pushing across that map would have been a really solid move for him. It's only 5 mutas. They really can't do anything once the roach count gets above, like, 12. But now Dark is behind a base. The worker count's pretty much even. Dark is still up a lot of army, though. And, I mean, this split army situation here for Dark is going to be very good. Ooh, Scarlett's going to dive in. But there's roaches here. Scarlett's just going to keep going. She wants to pull this army all the way back on both sides. It seems like it is going to work. Scarlett gets up into the main base. This is a big sacrifice of roaches to get nothing done because all of the units burrow. The nice thing here for Scarlett is that she knows burrow's a thing now. So we see Overlords being built back at home. She knows she needs to worry about this. Oh, Spine Crawlers going down everywhere as well. Kind of love that. Scarlett preparing for that that burrowed roach play. Now Dark is still up 28 army supply, but the mutas being out in the Hydra Den not ever being a thing earlier on means that Dark is going to take damage moving out on the map. And with the army supplies close, the mutas do really make a difference if the roach count is similar. Ooh, roaches coming into both of these bases. The overseer here with the roaches going to stop those ones. And it looks like this side has the same treatment. Scarlett defending those initial little roach harasses very, very nicely. Push them away. I don't think they really died, though. But as both players max out, Scarlett's on a higher drone count, which means Dark's army is going to be bigger here. But is it going to be bigger enough to really make much of a difference? Dark is starting to turtle. Dark is like, let's go late game. And it seems like Scarlett's kind of cool with that. Scarlett getting into a hive as well. Hydra Den here for Scarlett as the lurker den, excuse me, is on the way for Dark. Okay, you know what? We're chilling. The business possum that started off this game with the frantic energy of a Zergling has now graduated to a possum going home and just getting stoned. And Possum is now chilling on the couch. That's the energy of this game now, because we're just going to be chilling for a while, and both players are going to have to sacrifice some roaches here and there, so I imagine we'll see some moves like this, trading with some drones, although Scarlett's still ahead in workers, and actually remaking drones too. It's very interesting how low on workers Dark is. Dark has not had the best economy, which means Scarlett is going to start building up a bank very, very quickly, whereas Dark, I mean, theoretically, it's going to be a little bit less quickly, although both players have about the exact same bank right now. I love this. The mutas come in. They're like, oh, hey, I see your Ravager is just a little bit too far away from that Spore Crawler. It gets home. It gets home. Again, both players just kind of posturing out on the map a little bit. Dark getting into those lurkers a little bit sooner, but a double Nidus Swarm here for Scarlett. And this is the kind of stuff you can do when you have a bit more money than your opponent. You can get into slightly fancier moves, like the double Nidus Swarm, right? This costs a decent amount of money, but Scarlett's just been mining more for the last 5 minutes, so she can afford to do that. And as both players posture with roaches all over the place, a double Nidus here could be huge for Scarlett, especially, I don't know, do you want to put them in the same place so that the queens can't DPS them down, or do you put 2 down and hope that Dark misses one, focusing on the other? I don't know. In any case, it's going to be a good time here. I think Scarlett's going to win this fight with a couple of Hydras in this army, but Dark should be able to get these lurkers down here in due time. Scarlett's going to have to run away. Some roaches to the top side, but they're not doing anything just yet. Oh, Muta's coming back in. You know what? There's nothing that shoots up here. The lurkers run away. And I think this base goes down just because there's no Hydras in Dark's army. Dark is building a few Hydras now, but the base is dead. At the same time, Dark on the top side, hitting with a lot of Roach Ravager, takes down that hatchery of Scarlett. Both players trading blows here. Whew. Trading biles there. These mutas are coming in really clutch for Scarlett. I think I underestimated how useful these mutas would be later on in the game. But that's because I'm just surprised Dark doesn't have a couple of Hydras with every single one of his little roach groups here. Like, 4 Hydras and these mutas would just have to run away. But instead, they're going to get a couple of kills in the meantime. Kill a Ravager. Dark going to head over here with some roaches. And it looks like Scarlett is nearby to deal with this. Those spine crawlers not going to get up in time. A couple drones might go down here. Yeah, actually quite a few drones going down here. But that's a lot of roaches to sacrifice for 9 drones, especially since Dark, again, just hasn't had that big of an economy, and now they're going to be pretty well equalized. Scarlett sacrificing a lot of those for more spine crawlers. Nope, this base not going to happen here. 3 roaches forcing the cancel. Sniper StarCraft Lead, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a lovely stream. Ooh, Dark coming out with the Vipers now, and this is where the stuff gets real spicy. Blinding Cloud, beautiful here on top of those lurkers, and a few yoinks as well to pull those lurkers in. Dark is going for the push here, trying to get through this army of Scarlett, and I think he's doing a great job so far. That being said, it looks like there's a counter Blinding Cloud from Scarlett's Vipers. Dead on top of those lurkers, but she doesn't have enough roaches to back this up. 27 Hydras on the way. And the meantime, the Spine Crawler's trying to hold on. Yoinking a lurker into one lurker doesn't end up really being worth it for her. All right, here we go. A little more DPS here to take down those units that are yoinked in, that are pulled in. A few units from this base actually getting killed. The one lurker is helping to really zone. I feel like Dark is just going to take that out in a second. There's that one. Abducted and taken away. Dark has great vision here with a billion changelings to see what's going on as Scarlett tries to remake this army, but Scarlett, after that, is just down 50 supply. And Dark, in one good engagement after just such a long time of passive gameplay with some harassment, takes one good engagement, and I think Scarlett's just kind of straight up dead. She's trying to just pull back and hold on with these crucial units. Oh my god, that Blinding Cloud, though, forcing those Hydras to walk forward into Lurker Fire. Beautiful play from Dark. Who's going to keep shuffling these Lurkers forward, poking at these spines and spores. But rotating around to the other side, Scarlett has vision of this. She's going to move the Lurkers and the Hydras into position. I think she's only got one Viper. Wait, where are the other four? It's like they're just popping now. They're not going to have energy to help out in this fight. There's no Blinding Clouds for Scarlett, which means all of her units couldn't hit there, and all of Dark's could. And Dark's spellcaster usage is just out of control here. He is beautifully handling these fights. Scarlett is struggling to stay alive. And even with all of these Vipers at full energy, oh my gosh, she doesn't have an Overseer. No, she does. Get some yoinks. All right, a few Lurkers finally trying to go down, but these Lurkers just getting so much damage done in the meantime. And Dark just hits from the side. Oh, he's going to try to jump on top of this army, pulling the Lurkers forward. A ton more show up for Dark. This is not a good fight for Dark, though. There's a lot of spellcaster energy here for Scarlett. But Dark on the other side, he's still kind of being annoying. He's got the one Lurker here getting damage, drone damage done. Scarlett's economy is okay, but it's not great. But her army is even worse than that. And Dark gets the win there. Such a passive game for so long. But the moment Dark was ready, he had those Vipers, he had a bunch of Lurkers. He moved right on out with that army, took a great fight. The Blinding Clouds there for Dark were incredible. A few key abducts, and he's right into Scarlett's bases. GG. And Scarlett, despite taking down DRG, finds a very different opponent in Dark. All right, we're getting into the lobby for game 2. Royal Blood is the map. I hope Scarlett's able to pull it back. It did, Sniper StarCraft League. Thank you so much for that raid. And sleep well. You've been up since 5. Hot damn. I feel like I haven't seen Dark play in a decade. Where have you been? I was listening to Dark play while I was at work today. Dark plays a lot. Maybe that was sarcasm. But if it wasn't, Dark plays in the KSL almost every single week. Dark right now is sitting in first place in terms of the points. So the points are just, based on the results. Dark is in first place, 217 points, finally beating out Hero, who was ahead for a long time. But Hero hasn't played as much lately, so Dark usurping that first place, securing a spot. They're both secured. Actually, the whole top 5 is secured a spot in the Summer Slam, which will be at the end of August. So I hope you guys are excited for that. That's going to be really, really sick. Even just the players we have already. Not to mention the other ones that could qualify. We're going to have a 12-person bracket of the top players in Korea, including this man in the upper right-hand corner of Royal Blood for Dragon Kitesy Gaming. It's Dark. Currently up 1-0. honestly, in one of the weirdest ZVZs I've seen in a long time. I feel like that lends credence to the idea that these players just don't practice this matchup that often, because that was weird as hell. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner, I think she practices more probably than most of the other players. So we've already seen some very cheeky builds out of our red Zerg. For the Shopify Rebellion, Scarlett. Can I make Scarlett reverse sweep? I cannot. But through the power of the people, that's you, we can make Scarlett reverse sweep. If you cheer bits in the Twitch chat right now, 1 bit equals 1 cheer for Scarlett to reverse sweep. With enough cheers, I think we can make it happen. I believe in us. I believe in our power to spend money in my chat to make Scarlett reverse sweep. I don't know how much it'll take. We're just going to have to push as hard as we can. That's how you shill. That's how you scam an audience, fam. If everybody follows this Twitch channel, subscribes to my YouTube, likes the video, comments below, then Scarlett will reverse sweep. But we need everybody to pitch in. We need bits, we need subs, prime subs. We need more patron members, more pledges on Patreon. If all of that happens, we'll get the reverse sweep from Scarlett. I don't know, it's not looking good. It's not looking good right now. We got one person working hard on this. I appreciate that. I don't know if Scarlett appreciates it though. Dark feeling real good right now. Scarlett taking this forward base is kind of interesting. You see Dark taking the line third here. As this queen slowly meanders over to push these lings away.
Oh man, Chickenman.
Oh,
wow.
JW hoping for the Scarlett reverse sweep. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Welcome back to the flock. 5 months. Hot damn, hell yeah. All right, that's 1 sub closer to the reverse sweep for Scarlett. Subscribers may be the key. If you subscribe to the Twitch and to the YouTube, I think that might be the key. Link speed done a little bit earlier here for Scarlett, just trying to take advantage of it, but it's about to finish for Dark. Dark's got quite a few lings. He's gonna chase these away. Oh, but Scarlett's got the ling flank. Lings chasing lings. Dark runs home. Whew. Whoop. Gotta be careful. We want to catch those baneling hits. Keep an eye on those banelings in case there's any big hits. Ooh, Dark gonna run up this ramp. Too smart for that. Too smart. Sends 1 ling forward. 12 more lings in production for Dark. He's keeping him back at home. Oh, this is cheeky. Cheeky boy Dark. He's got roaches with this as well. The lings are the reinforcements. Has Scarlett correctly deduced what's happening? She does have a spine on the way, but it's not here just yet. 20 more lings coming out for Scarlett. She's pulling the queens out to the front to take this fight as soon as possible. Baneling's trying to get connections. Scarlett's Banelings just bop into the roaches, trying to do as much damage as possible, but those roaches tank it with their faces. Oh, the Banelings of Dark keeping these lings away. There's so many Banelings here. The Spine Crawler is up, but that's not going to protect this third base. Scarlett really wants to keep this alive. Dark has a third behind this, and Dark could just drone it up if he ends up in a good spot off the back of this. Baneling's trying to get some hits here. So far, not working out too well for either player, but ooh, we got a big one over on this side. Dark saving that roach as well, morphing it into a Ravager. I think Dark's going to just have too much here as the third base goes down. Scarlett taps out. And Dark does what Dongregu could not, takes down Scarlett in the ZVZ, showing he truly is the Zerg master. And Showing us why he's the #1 seed in today's bracket. GG.